I'm just a few miles west of Stratford-upon-Avon, in a precious fragment of ancient woodland.
But there's not much of it left. Broadleaf trees like this, oak, hazel and birch, were chopped down way back in the Bronze Age to create farmland, and their numbers still haven't recovered.
However, here in Warwickshire, an ambitious project is underway to help change that, creating a vast new forest of native broadleaf trees.
And it's largely thanks to one man, Felix Dennis, poet, publisher and planter of trees. He was a larger-than-life character, so much so that he commissioned this larger-than-life sculpture of himself, which now marks his grave and overlooks the part of Warwickshire that holds his legacy.
Dennis was a true one-off. His roots were in 1960s counterculture as co-founder of controversial magazine Oz. With his fame and fortune came the obligatory Countryfile. But beneath the flamboyance was a mellow side, a tree lover. Shocked at Warwickshire's lack of trees, he had the idea of creating a 30,000-acre forest. Saplings soon stood in the landscape like soldiers on parade. Alison Hunter worked for Felix Dennis and is now a trustee of the charity charged with making his dream a reality.
Hi, Alison.
Hi.
I'm just admiring this statue. It's quite a memorial, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't it? I know.
So what was he like as a character?
He was very generous with his time, very generous with his energy and his ideas and his creativity. He was a very different and unique character.
Where did his love of trees come from?
Originally, it was his love of the outdoors. I mean, he did spend hours and hours walking in the country, but also the fact he just did an awful lot of reading about trees, bought hundreds of books, and he was shocked at the lack of native woodland in this country, and especially in this area that he was so fond of.
When Dennis first moved here, there were no hedgerows on his land, so he set about putting them back. Then he planted his first wood, visible from his bedroom window.
So here, yeah, this is planted 96, so...
20 years old?
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it?
Yeah, slow growing, isn't it, broadleaf?
Yeah.
But you can definitely get a sense of the woodland that's coming.
This was the beginning of the Forest of Dennis, now known as the Heart of England Forest. Currently, it's a patchwork of sites that stretches for 15 miles across the Warwickshire countryside.
This is a great spot, really, because it just shows you the scale of what we're aiming to achieve with this project. So just over to the south there, you see that white tower, the water tower there. That's a couple of miles down to the south. And then just up to the north there, the white tower, Oversley, that's 3 miles, halfway to our Spurnell estate. So as far as the eye can see...
Yeah, so horizon to horizon, pretty much.
Indeed. And we're hoping in years to come that this will all be joined up and all the parcels of land will form one contiguous native broadleaf forest.
More than 1.5 million trees have already been planted, but that's just a drop in the ocean if Dennis's huge vision of a forest that goes all the way into neighbouring Worcestershire is to be realised. That's a lot of holes for head forester Stephen Coffey to dig.
This is what it's really all about, isn't it, Stephen? Planting the trees. Yes. You all right?
How are you?
I'm all right. What are you putting in there?
This is small leaf lime.
A small leafed lime.
It's one of our native broadleaves.
I want to have a go. I want to leave my own little legacy here.
OK.
Even if it's just the one.
We need a hole.
There we go. Try and get this out. You can still see the relics of the crops on this field. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
To see the transformation.
There was wheat on here until last September.
Goodness. What's the technique for where they go? Is there like a plan?
It's random spacing, so we make sure that we've got oak everywhere through the field.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just slotted in where the planters feel it should be. There's 19 species altogether of trees. Put this in as close as you can to the stake. In a bit further, that's it. So the mud goes over the top.
Are you happy with that?
Yes,
I want this one to last. I'm probably only going to do the one. There we go.
There we go.
And how long will these covers stay on to stop the nibbling wildlife?
Stay on for 5 to 10 years, and then we'll start taking them off.
The ambition is for 30,000 acres. It's pretty impressive.
It'll be 60 to 100 years' time before that's achieved. But in my time here, I think I've been responsible for planting just over 1 million trees. I hope to double that in my time here.
I like that. And I've added my 1 tree to the mix.
Yeah.
I hope you stay good. It's nice and strong.
The Heart of England Forest couldn't do without its volunteers, and for them, the forest will be their legacy as well as Felix Dennis's.
It's wonderful to think that when you look out at all these green tubes, to your children and more so your grandchildren, it's going to be a forest here. And that's why most of us do it, because you're investing in the future as well as what people can enjoy today.
There's an old saying that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and that the second best time is now.
It was a saying that Felix Dennis lived by, but he wasn't just a publisher and a lover of trees, he was also a poet. So it seems only fitting that I give him the last word.
Woodland cherries, flowers ablaze, hold no hint of human praise. Leaf and shoot know naught of debt, twig and root are dumb, and yet choirs of songbirds greet each day with eulogies, as if to say, whosoever plants a tree winks at immortality.